So what do you do when you feel like your voice isn't big enough? Let's talk about it. What's going on, fam? This is Legin, and welcome to a Fear Not Minute, a quick thought to inspire you to trust God and fear not. I'm still out here on vacation, so I'm outside. I'm a little sweaty, but whatever. Just wanted to talk to you real quick about this. What do you do when you feel like your voice isn't big enough to make a difference? In the climate of what we're seeing, all the upheaval, all the things going on, what does it really matter what you say or if you speak truth or justice or whatever? What does that really matter? There's a quote that's attributed to some people. I'm not sure if that's accurate, so I'm not going to attribute it, but it just says, justice cannot be served until those unaffected are as outraged as those who are. Justice cannot be served until those unaffected are as outraged as those who are. So I'm having dinner with a friend and we're talking about different racial perspectives and stuff going on in our country over, and he says, listen, well, what can I do? What does my voice really matter? If I sit up, if I march, if I shout, if I do, what difference is it really going to make? And I know that feeling. I know the feeling of feeling insignificant in the face of great challenge, or feeling insecure in your ability, or feeling just good enough, or feeling like what I'm saying is not gonna matter anyway, so why say anything? Why risk rejection? Why risk failure? I'm in counseling working that stuff out right now. But here's the deal, here's what I found out, and it's something I'm talking to myself as I'm saying it to you. It's never skill or giftedness or ability alone. It's always passion and consistency that gets the job done. It's the willingness and ability to speak truth and grace the way Jesus did in John 1 together consistently that moves the needle forward in anything. When you think about civil rights and you think about what happened in our country, you think of Dr. King as the most influential voice in recent history. But what you don't think about is the fact that he didn't do this alone. People joined him, those impacted and affected by racial injustice, and those unimpacted and unaffected by racial injustice in a practical sense joined the fight together and moved the needle forward, and things had to change because we're all interconnected. You think about everything with COVID, the shutdown, you think about job loss, you think about business, you think obviously about health and people impacted. You think about the high rates in our country right now. But I was talking to another friend this morning, we were talking about it this way, like what we don't think about is all of the people who aren't allowed to go and travel and do humanitarian aid, or the medicine that's not reaching third world countries right now, people that are struggling with malaria, not COVID, they're struggling with other situations that are impacted because of COVID. Why? Because everything is interconnected. These aren't isolated incidents that affect just one situation or one circumstance. Likewise, your voice is interconnected. You are interconnected with every other person on this planet. And when you speak up in truth and grace and push forward for the things of God in the right way, it impacts people around you in ways that you can't even anticipate. It encourages people who feel downtrodden. It emboldens people to say, you know what, I need to rise up and say something too. It moves the hearts of those on the ground to move unified, and it moves those empowered to be swayed to make better decisions for all people and not in isolated echo chambers or bubbles. Your voice is interconnected. You speaking truth and grace matters in the way Jesus told us to. So what can one voice do? Everything, if you allow God to use it. Jesus with one voice speaks everything into creation, gave all that he had through his voice to us. The word became flesh, John 1. And then even when it felt hopeless, when it looked like this isn't mattering or it doesn't have any effect, the most hopeless situation of all time on the cross, he looks at one of the soldiers that put him there, and in that same voice says, Father, forgive him, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. And he still speaks with one voice to change everything. And then he comes back and speaks again and continues. Listen, your voice means a lot. Your voice means more than you feel like it does. When it feels hopeless, when the mountain feels too tall to climb, when it doesn't feel like you doing anything that really is going to matter anymore, keep pressing and keep fighting. Satan wants nothing more than for you to tuck away your voice, one of the most precious gifts God's given you, where you can speak grace and truth to every situation. Your voice matters. We're all interconnected. If you're speaking grace and truth, if you're standing for Jesus and justice, we need you. I don't care where you come from, what you look like, we need you. Speak up. Hey man, this has been a Fear Not Minute. I hope it inspired you, and my new EP, In This Moment, is gonna be out by the time you see this on all platforms. Go grab it. It's my passionate musical response to the racial division and political division and spiritual division we see in our country. And it's a passionate cry for us to come out of our corners and trust Christ and fight for justice together. And I hope you'll join me in that. It's challenging, but it's dope. I think you'll like it. Get in this moment and hit me up on all socials at Legin TV, Legin TV. Let me know what you think. I've also got a Fear Not merch club that I'd love for you to join and get fresh shirts from me every month and all types of other stuff on my websites. I'll put all that below. But listen, until next time, this is Legin. I love you guys. Use your voice. Trust God. Fear not.
Wear your faces. Don't turn away from cases. Playing the hand you dealt by. Your house of cards is makeshift. The entire narrative that you've been saying back into our faces baseless. Divided we stand, united we fall. I'm out of that grave, good gracious.